Good evening. Welcome to another session of GoodNight meditation. Today we're going to focus on a theme of the game within the game. In Raj Yoga, we use different perspectives to help us see things differently. If we look at children during their lives, they learn through play. And somewhere along the way, we lose that lightness of the game perspective. And through meditation, using different perspectives, we can bring that lightness back into our lives. If we think about it, most of the stress in our life comes from taking things very seriously, taking our roles or responsibilities. And so stepping back and seeing things differently can be a very useful tool to bring some lightness back to our daily life. So if we reflect back on our day to day, see what was the perspective that was held throughout the day. Was everything seen with lightness? Or was there a heaviness or a burden on the responsibilities and activities that happened throughout the day? Just take a moment in silence and reflect. If there is some heaviness that was felt throughout the day, check and see where that came from. What was the attitude and the vision held during that time? So we'll take a moment to see from a higher perspective and see this perspective of the game in life. Then you can decide for yourself if it's something useful, helpful for you to bring some lightness into your routine. And will have to play with it to see if it makes a difference. So as always, sitting alert and with our body upright, check that the muscles are relaxed. Also, pay attention to the breathing and check that it's deep and regular rather than shallow. And just for the next few moments, come to a perspective of acceptance of everything as it is. Letting go of any disappointments about the past or expectations about the future. It's completely in the present moment. Become aware of that inner being, that invisible light of conscious energy that is a traveler, that is observing through the eyes. Seeing this whole physical world from the perspective of a film. That is made for entertainment. And everything that was seen, every interaction that happened today, if it was a scene in a pre-recorded film, that was just observed. What are the feelings that would come or shift or change? And holding this awareness, this observer can see everything without being influenced, without being affected. Because the observer is aware of a different dimension beyond the film. A dimension where there is complete silence and peace. Dimension where there's a family of invisible travelers that we can call the home. And this dimension is free from any type of heaviness, free from any burdens or sorrow of any kind. It is a dimension filled with lightness and peace. As well as joy and love. Just like swimming in the ocean, Just becoming aware of the space allows one to remember and to experience the original nature of the self. In the home, home of peace and silence. And at the same time, there is an awareness of this playground down below, far, far away in the distance, where we come to play. To express and to experience with lightness and joy. And somewhere along the way, we may have forgotten our home. We may have forgotten why we came. But once there is that recollection, once there is that reawakening of the awareness of the true self, and the true existence of the family and the home that is imperishable and eternal, just like we are, the travelers. That lightness comes back. Just like children playing freely on the playground, we can come back to that awareness of this game of life, and understand that the real game is just holding this awareness of truth, of the two different dimensions. The playground is constantly changing and unpredictable, and the home is constant and unchanging and imperishable, eternal, always there. And when we can hold these two different perspectives and different realms at the same time, we can enjoy both games. In both realms. So, as we take a moment just to hold this experience of the home more deeply, the silence, the safety of an unchanging, constant, imperishable space that will always be there. That security brings out again the lightness, just as a child who knows he has a home and parents and a family that he can always come back to from the playground. We too have a home, a family, and parent that we can come back to anytime, in a second. Just a thought away. So as you wind up your day and prepare for rest, hold this awareness as much as possible of the home and the playground and the game within the game. Just to hold that awareness of the home while we are here on the playground. And see if it brings back the joy of that inner child on the journey. Have a good evening. Enjoy practicing and playing tomorrow. Till we meet again, good night. Om Shanti.